All right, so here's the baseline for the Hast Bib Rack. Um, Trying to avoid any Teflon guide rails or anything like that. Um, and of course, trying to create as many just small mirrored components as possible. Make this easy to put together. Hopefully, trying to keep it as cheap as we can. Um, I've got the backplane piece here. Just trying to put supports wherever I can, stay out of cantrails, keep out areas. Um, Still keep that airflow coming through at the slots because if I'm remembering correctly, the ash chamber is a rear to front airflow. So I have this here. This top piece actually wraps around the top here, but then secures through some holes here up above. Um, then have these braces coming down the sides here. Once I get his last board that plugs in back here, then I'll figure out exactly how I want to mount these. Um, Part of me is considering uh, uh, almost mounting these to a piece of sheet metal, a piece of formed sheet metal, and that sheet metal slides. So they're kind of treated as a group, or we might just do them individually. I just need to see how those end up relating to one another. But for these middle portions, I've got these sections coming down to connect top to bottom, um, and then some cross pieces with welded guide rails on here. And within those, these cross pieces are slotted so we can adjust them up and down. And so for um, our actual bibs here, we can just adjust this whole piece right here, can move up and down to make sure that we get the tight fit that we want. Um, and so yeah, just want to check that alignment there. Um, so yeah, that's the way that is set up, both top and bottom. I think that allows us a little bit of adjustability to get that tight fit. Um, the problem I was running into is because of the width, the height of this back plane. The top of the rack couldn't really be brought down to the height of the bibs. Also because I think the height of the bib is taller than the height of this board, and just the way it was going to go together, it's going to be kind of a pain. So I think this is the best way to kind of grab those. But other than that, pretty simple. One of the things we have to figure out is how do we want this to go into the chamber. How's it going to sit there? I know in the past we've had some Teflon rails that it's slid in on based upon some rails that we had at the bottom of the chamber and whatnot. So we can discuss that as we get there. But this right here is how it's kind of going together at this point. Once I get these pieces a little more defined as far as where they are, then I'll open up. I'll open up some slots up here. I know we're not getting airflow through there, but I'll open up some slots there, and I'll open up some slots here just so that any auxiliary air coming from the back does have the opportunity to kind of filter through. So these pieces will open up with some airflow areas once I get just kind of the holes and stuff locked in. I didn't want to start putting those things in until I knew exactly where things were going to land. So that's the basis for it right now. Like I said, once I get this last board that goes down here from Cantrell, then I'll be able to lock that piece in. Something I haven't checked here. This was something I was concerned about before you sent me the boards, was the difference in, we got 0.9375 there, and I think this distance right here is smaller, 0.7575. So yeah, so we're point 2.25 difference between the top and the bottom. So it kind of hurts me as far as mirroring is concerned. So I'll have to play with that once he gets me that final board. I was supposed to have it last night, but I didn't see it come over. So hopefully you can get it over today. So take a look at this. Let me know what you think, and we can kind of go from here.